Welcome to Taquiando. I'm your host, Bill Esparza, and this week I'm at Muelle Ocho in East LA, one of my favorite mariscos places in Los Angeles. And it's summer, and we are craving mariscos. So this week I'm sharing my mariscos guide to Los Angeles.
We're here, Bill. It's hot, it's muggy, it's a Monday afternoon, and we're here at Muelle Ocho.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, definitely. The pores are open, and
Yep.
there are some beads of sweat.
Yep. The entire back of my shirt is drenched.
Yeah, mine too.
So why are we here today? What are we talking about? We're talking about ceviches. We're talking about mariscos.
So, I recently went to San Damian, and they just opened, and that's the new restaurant by Enrique Olvera in the old Alta space. And San Damian is absolutely amazing. Have you been yet?
I haven't been yet, but I've been following your posts there. I've been reading LA Eater's article by Rebecca Rowland. I'm very excited. Damián is one of my favorite restaurants in LA, so San Damián is an exciting concept.
Yes, it's by Chef Enrique Olvera and his now executive chef, Joyce Cervantes, who's running the operation along with Damián. And I think they're going to add the taqueria there too in Detroit. They're going to do a second Detroit there in the back. That's what they said they're going to do anyway. But right now we do have Taqueria Detroit in downtown LA in the Arts District behind Damián. And, what they were telling me is that, they originally were thinking Mi Compa Chava, which, Mi Compa Chava is great, but it's just so typical.
Sure.
It's very typical Sinaloa. It's what you're going to find all over Culiacan. Even street stands have that same quality and that same kind of presentation.
Right.
Not on the same kind of plates necessarily, and not in that beautiful room in Colonia Roma, but you do have the same quality and skill level. Matter of fact, there's a place in Tijuana I go to that's like Mi Compa Chava on the street,
Sure.
Literally in the gutter, and off the gutter, but it's amazing. So they were going to go that way, but they decided to kind of, maybe that's not what because you kind of can get that on a certain level here in Los Angeles in some places. But they're more going with the general inspiration, which is ensenada, all of the fine dining seafood. If you go to fine dining seafood in Mexico, it's very influenced by ensenada. Shout out to Chef Benito Molina and Chef Solange Maurice, being some of the pioneers of this upscale Mexican seafood that's inspired by Sinaloa, Nayarit, Sonora, nearby states that influence Baja California. So at San Damian, they have tostadas, and they're correct. They're what we talk about. Proper edging.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad they passed that test.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad that makes you happy.
So their tuna tostada, their crab tostada is beautiful. I recommend that one because it's real crab, of course. It's a rare thing here in Los Angeles. Not on the ceviche guide that we're going to do, this Mariscos guide, but incredible tostadas. The ceviches are beautiful. Of course, the product is amazing. They have reina clams, which are hard to get in Los Angeles, and especially at the street stands. People will spend money on mariscos in Los Angeles, like in the Mexican community, but mostly on callo de hacha. Clams are kind of too pricey to have at the street carts and street stands. Oysters, you don't see a lot of that either. Mm-hmm. But that's the one thing I love about going to a place like San Damian. We're going to have great oysters. We're going to have great shellfish. Tostadas are amazing. The salsas are legit, beautiful. And something that they're doing very well. What do you think of these? Contramar has influenced everybody so much. Everybody does a restaurant zarandeado. The one thing I don't really love in Mexican restaurants, they're doing fine dining, high-end seafood, is their zarandeados. They just cannot match the energy and the product of the beach and the presentation, that big old thick fish, grilled on mesquite outdoors. But I think Damián and San Damián have found a solution. They have this beautiful grilled fish. It's not a zarandeado, it's just a perfectly juicy grilled fish, great tortillas, a great salsa. And then they have like a pescado al pastor. That's also, they give you their wonderful tortillas. So San Damian is bulletproof. It's got a great menu. It's got a few, non-seafood items, but generally you can go there and have an incredible Mariscos experience you can't have anywhere else in Los Angeles right now. Um, so, but we kind of have it all.
We do, yeah. So let's go big picture for a minute here. This is going to be our Mariscos guide to LA. What are Mariscos, Bill?
Mariscos are Mexican seafood, and Mexican seafood consists of three things. It's a cold bar, hot bar, and a grill. So that's the barra fría, barra caliente, the parrilla, and those, like many things, like Mexico is a country of specialization. So these restaurants are very specific. Some are just raw bars. When you guys, you've been to Ensenada, I take it, right? When you go to Ensenada, you go to the street carts, it's all raw bar, right? There's no cooked items. If you have a type of restaurant that has a kitchen, like maybe a covered open air restaurant or a palapa, you'll have both the hot bar and the cold bar. Also, there's restaurants in the city don't tend to have grills. They tend to have hot bar, cold bar in the city. Like if you're in Culiacan, you head to the beach though, you get all three. You get the cold bar, the hot bar, and the grill. And the cold bar consists of all the things that we really love about Mexican seafood. Ceviches, aguachiles, shellfish, all kinds of callo de hacha, abalone, chocolata clams, pata de mula, almeja reina. So wonderful, incredible shellfish, crab, lobster, all those things you can have in Mexico. And in Baja, you can also have sea urchin. And of course, have you been to Popotla? No? Okay, we got to go. Road trip.
Okay.
Tell Luca too, because if Luca doesn't, he can't go on he can't be trusted to go on his own. He needs to go with us for
We'll
guidance.
bring him.
And if you go to Popotla, you can have the spider crabs.
Right.
They're famous for spider crabs there, and of course, Puerto Nuevo for its spiny lobster, which you can also have in Popotla. Incredible experiences, right? And on the barra caliente, you have your guisados, and I'll name a couple of those. Of course, tacos too, which we're going to have today at Muelle Ocho. But your guisados are like camarones al mojo de ajo, camarones a la diabla, camarones costa azul empanizados, and seafood soups, chicharrón de pescado, all kinds of incredible cooked dishes. And the menu's big. Now, we've talked about Peru on this podcast before. Mm-hmm. Peru is amazing, but it really has a small barra fría. Their raw items are their ceviches, their tiraditos. They have leche de tigre, which is a dish, but once you've had those dishes, it's pretty much barra caliente. Everything's like arroz de mariscos, squid rings. There's not much. They don't have a lot of shellfish. They don't have a lot of product. So the big difference, I think, for me between Peru and Mexico is Peru is a ceviche of technique. They have that incredible leche de tigre preparation where you have seasoned lime, and it's amazing. So whatever fish they do, the ceviche is always going to be great. Mexico is about the product. Mexico has shellfish that Peru is never going to have. It has a wide range of fish. It has incredible shrimp, like the shrimp fleets of Mazatlan and that area, and down in Nayarit. Incredible shrimp that they don't have in Peru. So it's a ceviche of product.
So Mexican seafood is more a product between the product and the actual technique coming together.
Yeah, I mean, you can make the argument that, well, okay, in Peru they have the leche de tigre, they have their technique, right? And they're going to say that makes our ceviche the best. And for just the dish ceviche, I would agree with that, okay? Their ceviche is incredible because you have a seasoned lime. It has a bunch of ingredients that are blended in. But when you have callo de hacha and you're sitting on the beach, all it needs is a squirt of lime, a little bit of chiltepin, a little bit of salt, and that's it. You don't need this incredible seasoned lime juice. the product itself speaks for itself, right?
So the Mexican seafood ideal kind of just opens up all different avenues for chefs to go.
Yeah, you're having the kind of shellfish that you'd find on a sushi bar in Japan. So
Yeah.
the callo de hacha, sea urchin, you know, pismo clams, chocolata clams, and when they're super fresh, you know, you're talking world class shellfish. So we don't need leche de tigre. We're eating the product, and it's simple. So we're not going to put much on it: lime, salt, some kind of chile, some kind of salsa, some kind of ground chiles, and that's it, right? And same thing for the ceviche. The shrimp is beautiful. The fish, the option of fish. For zarandeado, you know, you're having roalo and huachinango and pargo, all sea bream, snook, incredible fish that's going to be grilled on mesquite. And again, we're eating this with tortillas and salsas. So it's a very different prospect. If I take you and me go to a bar in Lima, again, we're going to run out of the raw bar quick.
Right.
And the hot bar to me, doesn't have the spice and the range of Mexico. So it's incredible. Like the ceviche is unbeatable. But if I take you to San Blas, or we go to Altata or Isla de la Piedra, you and I are going to have a feast. We could bring 20 people and we can order, 50 different items from this raw bar, this hot bar, and this grill.
But today we're in Los Angeles, but we're getting a taste of Sinaloa today at Muelle Ocho. Where's Muelle Ocho from?
They are from Culiacan. So the main restaurant is in Culiacan,
Awesome.
and now they have 2 food trucks, one here in East LA, one in Anaheim. I believe it's Anaheim, somewhere in Orange County, and that recently opened, and they are bringing recipes from the owners in Culiacan. So we have a big Sinaloa presence. The largest Sinaloan population in the United States is here between Los Angeles, Inland Empire, and we have many great restaurants on our guide today. Okay, so we're going to do a guide, and starting with Muelle Ocho. Muelle Ocho is a raw bar and hot bar, barra fría, barra caliente. And what you're going to find here, it's got a short menu of ceviches. They have tostadas here, again, of raw tuna. We're going to have one of those today. They have aguachiles, a bunch of different ceviches. And so those are their raw preparations. They also have tacos. And tacos are from the barra caliente. And I don't know about you, but fish tacos, do you like any of the fish tacos in Los Angeles?
There's a couple good ones, but I've been told that there's a lot to be desired.
The two that I like, that I think again are worthy of mention, but they're starter kits, And the two are tacos baja and taco naso. Taco naso I think has the best fish. Tacos baja has the best shrimp for me.
Yeah, taco naso is kind of like they've breached containment. They're popular all throughout different cultures of LA. They're mainstream, I would say.
Both of those places have been enjoyed for a long time, but they just don't have the salsa bar and the tortilla and all the things and the type of fish you can have in Ensenada. So for me, the best seafood tacos you could get are here at Muelle Ocho. Their taco mar y tierra and their taco de camarón that are the style of Sinaloa are wonderful. The camarones roca, which is almost like a Japanese Mexican thing of tossed breaded shrimp, with a
it's almost like popcorn shrimp.
It's like popcorn shrimp, exactly. Muelle Ocho is famous for that, so that's very good here. Their camarones zarandeado, which are, now a lot of people say, well, that's not zarandeado because it's not on mesquite grill, but if you go to the barra caliente in the city, whether you're in Culiacan or Mazatlan, they do zarandeados on filetes, on just fillets. They do it on grilled shrimp, so camarones zarandeados is legit. Their tuna tostada that I talked about earlier is on a wonton skin.
Ooh.
Again, something you would see in Culiacan, in Sinaloa. So Muelle Ocho is representing Culiacan style, It's the only true place that's doing this. Now, you and I see this every day on social media. The big aluminum trays
Yep.
of seafood and the botanas, right? So all these places say they're from Sinaloa, they're inspired, their parents are from Sinaloa, but to me, you're not worthy of this guide unless you can actually prepare recipes and not just buy seafood products and put them
Right.
in a tray, right? So you could get some great tuna, slice it, learn how to slice it right, throw some Worcestershire inglesa on it, clamato, lime, and sprinkle some chiltepin and call yourself a cevichero. What I find is most of those places don't have good knife work. They don't have any other recipes besides the botanas, maybe a ceviche. And I'm seeing lots of bad product. Frozen shrimp, looks mushy, right? Callo de hacha that's old, callo de hacha that's not trimmed properly.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. And I'm not saying it's not good because, again, inglesa's good, clamato is delicious, lime makes everything taste good.
But it's more than that.
It's the product.
Right.
So the product here I trust, what they're doing here.
Great.
Another place from Sinaloa, from Mazatlan, farther south, Mazatlan tends to be more traditional. They have more in common with Nayarit than they do. Sinaloa, Culiacan is close to Los Mochis, that region, the northern part of Sinaloa, but you get to Mazatlan, Esquinapa, you're getting closer to that Nayarit style. El Faro, have you been?
Don't ask me if I've been because I haven't been to many of these. You're going to make me feel bad.
Okay, I won't ask you anymore.
Okay. So where else is influenced by Sinaloa here in LA?
Well, directly from Mazatlan, El Faro, which is in Highland Park, and also they have a second location in Culver City. Now, they also have both. They have the barra fría, the barra caliente, but I would say it's one of the best places to get callo de hacha in Los Angeles. Now, callo de hacha is a pen shell clam, and if you guys have seen this thing, it's like this large fan clam. It's very impressive, the size of the shell, but impossible to import here in Los Angeles. It's not legal to import, so people are, hopefully they're transporting it the right way in vacuum seals and keeping it chilled, not freezing it. But that product is not going to last very long, and I see a lot of people serving flabby callo de hacha, and I don't want that. It's not worth it for the price you're paying. It's very expensive. And the flavor of this thing is so subtle and beautiful that old callo just loses all of that. It has none of that specialness. So I really recommend going to El Faro for their callo de hacha. And you can get these in tostada if you don't want to get a full order because it can be big for one person. Their tostada de callo de róbalo. Their tostada de callo de róbalo is also another more affordable way to have the same kind of flavor, but it's made with fish. They have incredible sashimis. There I would get the botanas because, again, this is a real cevichero, has incredible product and technique. The tostada de jaiba, it's one of the few places in LA where you can get a crab tostada from a food truck. So the tostada de jaiba is highly recommended. It's almost pure crab. Even in Mexico, it's a crab salad, which is beautiful. Okay, still I recommend that too, but it's pure crab on top of mayo, and great tostada technique. It's very full, so an approved tostada, and they do have some incredible barra caliente items like their empanadas de camarón. So highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Okay. What about Mariscos Chiltepin? This is a special place. Your stories there recently had my mouth watering incredibly.
Yes. Actually, it's a place that I found.
A place that you discovered.
I did discover it. I am the first. I don't use that word in my stories. In my professional stories, but I do. I was the first person to write about this place. This is the chef, Francisco Leal, who was the chef at Del Mar Ostioneria, and he originally started as a street vendor, went to Del Mar, and went back to his original spot. Del Mar is closed right now. They're waiting to reopen. But there is no better raw bar in Los Angeles. Okay,
Wow.
for the traditional style.
Strong take.
The best raw bar in LA is Mariscos Chiltepin. And the aguachile, okay, specifically for the aguachiles. Now, for me, again, we have high-end places in LA that they're not using the same shrimp. He's getting his shrimp right from, Sinaloa, Nayarit, just like some other places are getting. So he's got not only the product, but he's got the salsas as well, right? And so there are some high-end places in LA that are using, what's it called? Transparent shrimp, that farm shrimp?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that product, but the flavor is off. Not because it's bad, it's a good flavor, but it's not the flavor of Mexican shrimp. And so to me, the aguachile is a dish of product, right? It's a style of ceviche product. It's just the best shrimp you can get. So Mariscos Chiltepin does their aguachiles negros, their tamarindos. You can get a mango. So if you can't handle the heat, you can get the mango or the tamarindo. They have verdes. They even have a strawberry one. So he's really like stretching up there, right? But the one, if you really want the heat, is the Carolina Reaper aguachile.
Jesus.
And I have to say, it's pretty hot. It's not unbearably hot, but it's definitely there. Now, all of his aguachiles are dusted with chiltepin.
Right.
So, and he's using high quality chiltepin, high quality shrimp. He will not serve callo de hacha unless it's absolutely pristine. So on the days he has it, you want to get it. On Thursdays, that's when he has shellfish. He might have some queen clams, the reinas, chocolatas. He'll only do that on Thursdays. But if he has it, you can guarantee it's top notch. His ceviches are amazing. His oyster shots, his tostadas with the callo de hacha, callo de róbalo, anything that he has on the menu is incredible, and it's on the side of the street in Vernon. So, I mean, it's amazing that you can find that there. So I recommend that as the best barra fría in Los Angeles. Now, in terms of the barra caliente, there is no better menu and execution than Coni'Seafood. Coni'Seafood, which we're going to get into more after this, they're the whole package. But the one unique experience in town is Cahuamanta Lao. Cahuamanta Lao is on Atlantic, right alongside the East Rancho Dominguez Park. So many vendors out there. Again, another place I found. That I first wrote about this on the Eater Taco Guide. Okay, so I included them. Now, Cahuamanta is rare in Los Angeles. It's more something you're going to find in Arizona, Phoenix, Tucson, in Las Vegas, because there's a lot of people from Sonora there. But this vendor, Carolina, is specifically from the city of Ciudad Obregón, which is the birthplace of Cahuamanta. Cahuamanta is something that's done in Sonora as well as Sinaloa. And this is a stingray soup. Its origin, and the reason why it's called Cahuamanta, is, Cahuama, it was a turtle soup. But turtles are now endangered, and we don't want to eat turtles. So they kept the same recipe, this tomato and chile-based stew that has vegetables in it. And instead of using a turtle, they're using stingray. So it's a stingray soup that, again, you can have as a taco. I recommend to have it as a soup and make your own tacos. Use tortillas and salsa and have it that way. So you get the caldo, and that's really the best way, I think, to have this dish at Cahuamanta Lao. The only vendor serving Cahuamanta in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area that I know of. The other one I know of is out in the Riverside area, and they're not as good. So are we driving to Riverside for something that's better in Los Angeles?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Just to try it?
Depends who's driving.
Yeah, if Luca.
Yeah, Luca's driving us.
Does Luca have an electric car?
No, but he has a two-seater. We shouldn't dox what car he drives, but
Yeah, was
we shouldn't dox. So let's backtrack a little bit to Coni'Seafood. It seems to me, as an outsider, Coni'Seafood has kind of become like a darling of the Mexican food media in LA. Why is that?
well. I've referred to them as the first family of mariscos in Los Angeles because now there were mariscos before, and the Siete Mares chain in Los Angeles was goes way back, and mariscos were on menus. I don't care where you go in Mexico, the mariscos are influenced by two states mostly. That's Nayarit and Sinaloa. Okay, the as far as the recipes, you see mariscos on the Gulf of Mexico side, and they're in the Yucatan, but they are not respected, nor are they as good as what goes on in Sinaloa and Nayarit. Coni'Seafood is like the kind of restaurant you're going to find on the beach, which I was talking about, that has the three kitchens, the barra fría, barra caliente, parrilla. Okay, they have the whole thing there. So their guisados, I mean, their camarones a la diabla, camarones borrachos, the drunken shrimp, and one that they created, which is the camarones a la pimienta. I've seen other restaurants do that one, and they're like talking about, oh, this is a dish from Nayarit. No, it is not. That is not from Nayarit. That's from Coni'Seafood. And the original creator of these recipes is Chente. So Chente, Vicente Cosio, is retired now. And he has his own restaurant still that his family runs as well, which is Mariscos Chente in Lenox. But Coni'Seafood also cooks his original recipes, and the a la pimienta is his and theirs. Any of the guisados there with shrimp or fish are amazing. Okay, now Vicente Cosio, when he opened in his backyard, he's the original backyard mariscos. Now you've been seeing all this stuff on TikTok, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of thrills in going to a backyard and having some seafood nowadays.
Right, and I'm looking at these things and I'm like, okay, that's not the right product, that's not the quality product, and that's not necessarily the best cooking. Now, the original backyard mariscos is Coni'Seafood, which was Mariscos Chentes when it started. It started in 1987. And it started with a more barra fría and a little bit of barra caliente items. And when they finally opened a brick and mortar, 2004, there on Imperial Highway, they brought the full menu with the barra fría, barra caliente, and the parrilla. But what they did, and Vicente came from a restaurant background. He cooked in restaurants in Manhattan Beach, and he had done every single possible position at these restaurants, and so he had some fine dining experience, right? Some French technique, but he wanted to make sure the food tastes like it tasted over there. So he started to bring the shrimp. So to this day, they still bring shrimp from Mexico, all their shrimp, and that's why they do a lot of shrimp dishes, because they have the quality shrimp. But the other reason is, if you go there, a lot of the guisados are shrimp guisados in Nayarit and Sinaloa. And they also bring the roalo, which is the snook, for their zarandeado. And they bring the marlin for their smoked marlin tacos from Mexico as well. They get those from another place, but in Mexico. So like, they're bringing the product, and he elevated the plating and cooking. So a lot of the fancy plating you see at these, like what you see at Coni'Seafood, a lot of people doing, where they're making rings of the aguachile, really come from Vicente Cosio. Because if you go to a caponeta de botaneros and you have an aguachile, you're getting the lime, you're getting the chile, and you're getting the shrimp, the best shrimp. And it's even fresher, right? Because you're there.
Right.
But there's no plating. It's not fancy. It's just, traditional cooks giving you the product and quality, right? And the spice level. But Vicente had this restaurant background that everybody follows.
So it's interesting that the kind of fine dining places and the modern spots that we'll talk about later kind of come influence from one of these backyard spots.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and the other thing that, the backyard thing has become, obviously in the Mexican community, we know we have always gone to these spots, and and we know them. We know which ones are good, which ones are in our communities, And so people in the Oaxacan community go to the Oaxacan places, right? And the Sinaloan people go to their places, and the people from Nayarit go to their places. But now influencers are going, and they're like, well, if it's in a backyard, it's got to pop.
Not necessarily.
And they're not educated at all about food or even educated on a general level. And they're going back there and they're just saying, well, I'm in a backyard, so it must be great. And so in Mexico, the best restaurants are not in backyards.
Right.
They are street stands, yes, but they're also sit-down taquerias that are completely legit. You can get all kinds of levels of taquerias in Mexico. You can even get fancy ones. You go to Sonora and you get fancy carne asada taquerias that are completely doing the same kind of cooking they were doing on the street, but they have a sit-down restaurant and a wine list. So Coni'Seafood, you have alcohol, you have quality seafood, and you have the right cooking. So there is no better place in Los Angeles for this experience, for that full barra fría, barra caliente, and for the zarandeado. Okay, no one does better pescado zarandeado than Coni'Seafood.
Let's talk about the zarandeado real quick, because that kind of seems like, from the hot bar, the kind of staple dish, right? All the chefs that we're having on this podcast throughout the year have been talking about their callo de hacha. They love that from the cold bar. But this fish from the grill seems like it's kind of the tentpole item.
Yeah.
Off the parrilla. Would you agree?
Yes. And again, it's because if you go to the beach in Nayarit, if you go down there to Playa Novillero, the one that's closest to Caponeta, where Coni'Seafood's from, where Vicente is from, you're going to get the roalo, which is the snook, or you're going to get sea bream or snapper, but it's a thick fish, and it's the flavor of that fish. So when I taste roalo at Coni'Seafood, I'm tasting the right fish I want to have. It's in my mind, it's in my memory. And definitely if you're from, I'm not from Nayarit, I'm not from Sinaloa, but if you're from there, you have memories of that flavor. So when you're in a fancy restaurant having sea bass, it just does not, no matter how good you cook it, it doesn't bring back that memory. It doesn't have that plump and that texture. There's Jonathan Gold famously described the soapiness of the roalo fish, right?
Yeah.
And that texture is really important.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a Mariscos guide if we didn't talk about what I would think is one of the most important food spots in all of Los Angeles, Mariscos Jalisco.
So you do go to these places?
Mariscos Jalisco, you gotta go. If you lived in LA longer than like 6 months and you haven't been there, we should kick you out.
Yeah. And I first wrote about them on my old blog in 2008. How about that?
Did you discover them?
I discovered them.
You staked the claim.
It's claimed.
Yeah, I think Mariscos Jalisco is one of those spots that, it doesn't matter whether you know Mexican food or not. Once you live in LA, you get pushed to go there.
Yes, and they're a food truck. Their barra fría is amazing. It's actually one of the places in LA that I would trust the fish ceviche. Okay, so they're using tuna. It's a very simple ceviche, but like when I see ceviche on another truck and it's like, oh, it's $1, it's $2, like, oh my God, you guys are using tilapia. And I've learned.
Don't do it.
We learned on another episode with Andrew Zimmern that tilapia is not terrible.
No, tilapia is great.
Tilapia is fine. It's back on my menu.
Yeah, it's back.
And for those prep meals in between all this madness.
Yes.
But I do not want tilapia ceviche. I do not want it. Never. I want to taste those flavors. In Mexico, you got sierra fish, you got tuna, other types of fish that can be used, mackerel, that can be used for ceviches, but never tilapia. So I trust the fish ceviche. Their tostada, have you tried the aguachile at Mariscos Jalisco?
I haven't had theirs actually, no.
Okay. Their aguachile is very spicy. So they have their own recipe they came up with. It's like sweet and spicy. It's got a little ketchup in there.
Oh.
And right, but it's got habaneros and some other chiles. So it's a very delicious tostada. So I recommend, and their seafood cocktails are wonderful. But they are most famous for their barra caliente. What's the taco?
The shrimp dorado taco.
Yeah, the taco dorado de camarón, which is a recipe they brought from their hometown. and everybody's had this thing, I feel like, and it's become an iconic LA dish.
I would argue probably top 5 most iconic
Yeah.
individual LA dishes. Maybe top 3.
Because everyone's doing it. So, I think I even
It's
saw
so
it on
good.
this menu. Muelle Ocho has a taco de camarón that style because it's so popular. And it's a filling of shrimp. And we're not going to play games with the filling because these people just keep doing this. They want to guess what it is. But we're going to respect that Raul does not want people to know the recipe. So
Yeah.
we're not even going to talk about it.
It's not anything
It's
crazy.
a shrimp filling.
Yeah, we
No,
don't need
no.
to guess.
Let's have some mystery in our lives.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's deep fried. It's sealed and deep fried. It's covered with a mild tomato salsa, and that gets a little fermented from the cabbage that's in there, right? A little fermentation.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of avocado slices. And then if you want it spicy, the salsa habanera, right?
Right. And the sauce is optional on these, correct?
Well, no.
I'm rage baiting.
Okay.
I'm rage baiting. That's why I was smiling. There's certain influencers who will eat this style of taco, Bill, without the sauce.
No, it's not certain influencers. It's the LA try again guy.
Okay.
Try again, buddy.
Try again.
So he went there, and he ate, and he published this thing, right?
He went to Mariscos Cuatro
He got it,
Vientos.
Cuatro Vientos. He got it to go, and he got the tacos separately, which is the way they do it if you're taking it to go,
Right.
Because
A common sense thing.
it's a common sense. It's going to get soaked and it's going to get soggy.
Yeah.
So he eats these things without the salsa. He puts the salsa on something else. Completely, the most ignorant move among a sea of ignorant influencers.
Right.
Somebody in the comments said, "Oh, you're supposed to," and then later on he says, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I just found out I'm supposed to use the salsa." But he didn't even say, "Let's do over." He said, "Well, it tastes good without it." No.
I mean, it might, but that's not the point. It's a messy dish.
Pizza tastes good without the pizza sauce and the toppings.
Yeah.
It's the breads taste good, right?
Right.
Hamburgers taste good without the
Right.
meat. A brioche bun tastes fine with lettuce, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But it's not the dish. So, yes, if you order it there, you're going to get the salsa on it, so there's not an issue. If you do order it to go, always put the salsa. And
Not optional. I was just joking.
I know you were joking.
I'm just letting the people know.
And you were trying to be respectful to the influencer, but we're not.
I know. I didn't know if you were gonna name it or not.
We're not doing that here. That's that guy.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Okay.
So
worth it.
Mariscos Jalisco, their taco is essential Los Angeles. It's perfect. I like it just as it is, mild, and with their house salsa habanera, that's their own brand.
It's very good.
It's very good too. I like it both ways. It's a dish I never get tired of.
How could you? It's so good. You could eat it for lunch, dinner, breakfast.
Yeah,
I could. Maybe not you.
we could.
We could. Those are some great spots that sound to me like they're doing things in a traditional way for the LA audience, using the best products that we have in LA. I want to talk to you about some of the spots that we could have some innovation in Mariscos in LA.
Well, we already covered San Damián. Okay.
We covered San Damián.
And again, it's bulletproof. It's perfect. Go. Okay. Highly recommended.
I want to talk a little bit about our friend of the pod, shall we say, Gilberto Cetina. Is
Yes.
this the only Michelin-starred Mariscos restaurant in the world? That would have been good to
Well, it's not a
research.
Mariscos. It is a Mariscos restaurant. I guess it's more considered by the guide a restaurant on the guide, but it is a Mariscos restaurant. We're not going to check. We don't have time for that right now.
We're not gonna check.
We don't have time for that today. But Holbox has definitely won all the accolades. They've been the best restaurant in Los Angeles on LA Times. They were part of the cohort of restaurants in the Mercado La Paloma. They got best restaurant in Los Angeles from the LA Times. One Michelin star. North America 50 best.
Yeah,
Higher than any other restaurant in LA, I think.
I think so. I think they were
think
the
so.
highest we had.
So the one thing that I think has propelled this restaurant is just the presentation of that barra fría. Those products, those oysters, the beautiful pata de mula served chilled, They're surf clams, which are, which they're getting on the East Coast, but I think they're getting them from the East Coast, but they're an equivalent of the types of clams you get in Mexico, the reinas, the chocolatas. Beautiful surf clams, sea urchin, pristine, incredible sea urchin. There's ceviches of lenguado, the ceviche de rocotte, a whole grilled lobster or branzino. And of course, from their taco menu, the tacos de pulpo en su tinta is everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Spot prawn and scallop aguachile, and the tasting menu. I think the tasting menu is something that's really unique, and you cannot have that anywhere else. San Damián is not doing that. Neither is any of other places on our list. So Holbox is unique, I think, for those items and the tasting menu.
Holbox seems like one of those restaurants that now it has this like wide mainstream appeal. People come out of town and try it. But also the people who know Mexican food and know Mexican seafood like yourself also hold it in that same regard. What do you think Gilberto's done, whether it's his product, his process, or both? What has he done that's made Holbox as a concept so successful?
Well, it's the dedication of product. Now his concept is inspired by Baja California, and it has Yucatan flavors. The flavors. Yeah. So he's incorporated.
Which is where he's from.
Where him and his family are from. And so he's incorporating those flavors, and he's also using the same product that the best seafood restaurants in Los Angeles are using. The carry's taking over his products and sourcing, the dry aging of the fish. Those are all the things that not only have won over, really all communities, but certainly like the chef community. Really, everyone paid attention to this because they'd not seen anything like this in Los Angeles. Again, I think it's a unique restaurant, not just in LA, but in the United States.
Yeah.
Now, the other place you can experience perfect, beautiful seafood is Ceviche Project. There, I want to go there for oysters, their canpachi tiradito tostada, their snow crab claws, the yellowfin tuna tostada, maybe a one-tiered tower of raw items and some wine right at the bar, and there, you're going to be hosted by Octavio. He's a one-man show right now. Have a michelada, have a glass of wine. It's got a nice little wine list. Have a chela and high-quality oysters. Again, most of our seafood trucks don't have great oysters. So for oysters, we're going to San Damián, we're going to Holbox, we're going to Ceviche Project for that. And, a Mexican seafood tower trumps all seafood towers. I'm sorry. We got the spice.
You got it. Okay, I would say that's a pretty exhaustive guide.
Yeah.
It seems like we're touching all the corners of the genre.
Should we do a rundown of everything?
Yeah, let's get one.
So, for all you people that can't make it through the darn podcast, fast forward to the whole list. This is my seafood guide to Los Angeles. From Nayarit, Coni'Seafood. From Sinaloa, Muelle Ocho, Mariscos El Faro, Mariscos Chiltepin, the best barra fría in Los Angeles. From the state of Sonora, Cahuamanta Lao, for barra caliente and the best seafood soup you're going to have in Los Angeles. Amazing. From Jalisco, Mariscos Jalisco, modern Mexican ceviche, Ceviche Project, Holbox, San Damián. Okay.
Any honorable mentions you want to throw in there?
Yeah. Now, again, if you're just serving botanas, I think that's great. Again, they have their customer base. I'm not discouraging people from going to those places, but most of them miss the mark for me. They're not really doing anything besides botanas. And the one that's really caught people's attention is Chicken's Kitchen. Now, that's a drive. That's out there in La Puente. Yeah, I believe they're in La Puente. And from what I've seen, now I have not been, but from what I can see, he's getting great tuna. He's getting great product. Now, he says in his videos, he's not from Sinaloa, his family's from, and he's doing his version of what Sinaloa is. He's doing his own thing, okay? And I would say that he's definitely very dedicated to making nice-looking botanas. And when we say botanas, we're talking about just snacks. Sliced seafood, pieces of seafood covered with lime, and different salsas like clamato, salsa inglesa, the Worcestershire sauce, and any other salsa negras that they're using that they might make their own. And so these are going to be delicious, but they are literally seafood snacks, nothing else. He does have some tostadas and other things, but I would say that's one place you should go check out. I will be going soon, and I'm recommending it only from the standpoint that I think he's doing a good job with product. Now, the other place that I did not mention in the fine dining recs is Loreto. Now, everybody loves Loreto. I feel like everybody's been there. You always have a great experience. I love their omakase series. I think that's one of the best ways to experience the restaurant. And the seafood towers are amazing. That Toda la Bahia Tower, the drinks and the vibe, the Wagyu aguachile is amazing. But the thing about the place is, now the chef and I talk about this. You know, we have these discussions. We had the discussion at the last omakase that he does his kind of contrarian take on everything that he does, which I think is his strength. It's what makes Loreto successful, but it's not following the exact traditions or elevated traditions of Mexican seafood. He's doing his own thing. It's working. It's great. I enjoy it. So they do get an honorable mention for excellence.
Yeah, it's a really cool space too. I went for lunch the other day.
Love it, right?
I love it. Frogtown's awesome.
It's the perfect place. And then you went to Sasasa or Loreto?
I went to Sasasa there.
Yeah, right.
Lunchtime,
During the day, it's
concept.
Yeah, I've only been to Loreto. I have not been to Sasasa. And again, I absolutely love what they're doing, but it's something uniquely, I think, Los Angeles that they've created.
I can report that their tostadas had proper edging.
Yeah. Now, I will say one thing, and I don't know if they're going to hear this and they're going to listen to this, but Holbox.
Oh gosh.
We are asking, we are begging.
No, you are asking. Keep me out of this.
Keep you out of it? Okay. All right. I am asking that we fix these tostadas. Okay?
Okay.
They're lacking some kind of base, a spread. It could be mayo, it could be whatever you want, it could be guacamole. It's lacking, and they're not edging the tostadas.
Okay, edging, sure.
And I want to see them do that. I want to see them get there.
Okay, you want to.
So that's my one critique.
Okay.
Now, people are still enjoying it. Again, you're getting a great product, and you're putting your salsas on it.
Yeah.
But it feels like, I mean, it just does not reflect the tostada culture. You need to fill the tostada. It needs to be spread evenly. All bites should be even. There should not be exposed tortilla on your tostada.
I want to reiterate to Gilberto that it's Bill saying this and not me.
Why are you smiling like that, though?
I have no problem with the tostadas at Holbox.
Okay. All right. That's it. That's all. No, we're asking for an improvement.
It comes from a place of care.
Maybe it'll get them 2 stars.
Maybe it'll get them 2 stars.
I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks for this, Bill. This was a great guide for eating mariscos this summer. It's hot. I'm ready to eat some cold bar items.
We're kind of late. We should have done this earlier in the summer.
Maybe.
And I'm going to blame, I don't know.
The fact that neither of us had the idea.
we did a lot of recording, and that filled up June. But you can use this next summer too. Hopefully everybody's going to be around. But yeah.
It's always summer in Los Angeles.
For me, it's about the product and the technique. So I want to have both of those things. This guide, again, is places that are doing both of those things. There's so many great Mariscos places in Los Angeles too, beyond this guide. So explore those places too.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for tuning in to the Taqueando podcast this week. And be sure to tune in next week for another episode. And please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to your podcasts.